Hello, my friend. What a beautiful afternoon. We're coming towards 5 p.m. here in my little paradise, and it's stunning. I had to step out. I've had a really good day. Don't know about you. If you are watching this on Facebook, there should be a follow button up there somewhere. And if you're watching it on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more content, wellness and stuff like that. So you can subscribe, turn the notifications on. Anyway, here I am in paradise. I started my day with a beautiful Pilates class, and I was just saying to a friend of mine how very blessed I am to be able to help people with their health and wellness and spread some light and have some fun. So that's how I started, and then I went shopping for some really nice goodies to make some nice food. So I've made roasted chickpeas with garlic and smoked paprika, bit of olive oil. They are beautiful snacks. Then I made my oat and seed loaf, which is incredible. And then I made chocolate tahini spread that I put on top of it. Pretty good. And then I had a person ringing up asking for treatment, so I've just seen someone, and I thought I better step out a little bit before the sun goes down. So I'm just going to show you. Here, check out this tractor. This is where I live. Isn't it funny that a tractor like that is here? That's what I used to sit and drive with my grandfather, and I used to sit here on the side. Oh, sorry. I inhaled a fly. It's not advisable. Oh, goodness me. Yeah, so my grandfather in Sweden, he had one of these. Not the same brand, but I used to sit on the side. And we used to go for drives. This one here, what brand is it? It's a Nuffield. It's a Nuffield tractor for you guys that are interested in tractors. And look at this, the leaves here in paradise are starting to change. There's red trees, there's all kinds of colours, and it's just stunning. And I think on Friday night or Saturday night, I have a feeling I am going to fire that up and have a little special evening here. Special evening in paradise. All these trees are obviously going to lose their leaves. This one's late, so this will all be very colourful and bright. Hey guys, if you're joining me, write something in the comments. Say something. I'd love to hear where you're from. Thank you. Hi Debbie, how are you? And where am I going to walk? I'll walk this way. So this is just walking out of the property. Listen to that. Check this out. It actually looks a little bit spring-like because the trees are still green. But they will change soon. What do you reckon? Am I in paradise or what? Yeah, so isn't it funny how things don't just happen by coincidence, eh? That tractor that I used to sit on when my grandfather used to drive around in Sweden on the farm where I used to work. I used to drive tractors when I was 15, 16 in Sweden. And we used to obviously grow hay for the cows. My family, my grandparents had cows, so we used to make molasses, and we used to hang them up on wire, 3 wires. I don't know if anyone here can remember that old way of doing it. You guys probably too young to know that. We used to hang it up and it had to dry, and then you did that all by hand, and then when it had dried up, you had to take it down, and we used to get really, really dusty and dirty. And I remember one day. I was actually helping the neighbour, and there were kids my age there, and we were all helping on the fields and hanging up the hay, and we got so dirty. So the father there, he said, oh, let's go down to the lake and go for a swim. And it must have been, I think, around 12 then. And I remember thinking, I haven't got bathers. I haven't got my bathers. And there we were. We all went down, stripped off naked, and ran into the lake. And that was funny. You know, all the kids, all the teenagers, and all that. I'm going to show you. Have a look at that cow there. Can you see that? Doesn't that look amazing? Hello, cow. Yes, I'm just out walking. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of stories from my beautiful upbringing, which is probably very different to a lot of the kids now that, you know, here I am walking around with a phone, but the kids are brought up with the phones and TV. I didn't watch TV. I was out all the time. I was out in nature like I am now. And I used to play, and I used to collect a lot of different pieces, like whatever. We used to pick up things like this and pretend it was different kind of food, and I used to play a lot in streams like over there. So life is very different now, hey? Very different to how it was when I was growing up, and I feel very blessed to have that upbringing. Very, very blessed compared to how many kids are in a city and they are not getting out there. So I was working a lot when I was young, working a lot on the farm. My grandmother had, she had cows, and my grandparents and my granddad, they had not a huge amount of cows, because my grandmother, she milked the cows by hand since she was young. Morning and night she took her bike and she rode her bike on the road a little bit further up, a few kilometres, and then she brought her stool out and buckets, and she used to milk the cows by hand. Big job. She had so strong hands, and you know, I often think kind of how alike we are, but still not alike, because I work a lot with my hands, you know, in a different way, helping people. But my grandmother used to obviously milk cows. So in the summer it was out like this, and this really reminds me about Sweden. This Alpine region here, very similar fauna, the nature, the plants, very similar. I find myself finding similar plants to what was around when I was young in Sweden. And it's really lovely. And in autumn here, I've actually found mushrooms, the same mushrooms that you can find in Sweden. So it's kind of very similar to some degree. Climate obviously gets colder in Sweden. Look at this, it is so stunning. Hello, cows. And the old windmill. Yeah, so my grandmother used to do that all the time. Can you imagine that? Never get a break, and milk the cows every morning, every night. And she was like a machine milker who can actually milk like 10 cows morning and night. Extraordinary. And then in winter, of course, when the snow came and it got cold, then the cows went in the barn. And by the way, I didn't know I was going to share about this, but it's all happening now. Always happens, just whatever comes out of my mouth. I used to love going in the barn and saying hi. Hello, cow. Hello. Hello. I used to go in and I used to stand there and I used to actually have a little steel brush and I used to brush the cows and they used to love it. They used to stand like that and they used to love it. So good. They just wanted to be patted and, you know, get that excess fur off. And then, of course, there were calves being born, and I remember feeding, you know, the little calves and sticking their hand in their mouth and teaching them how to suck, you know, and things like that. What else? We had sheep. We had many little special sheep that I took a lot of liking to. I used to name them all. And sometimes when the mother rejected the sheep, then I had to bottle feed them, and that was funny. I even took them inside because I became their mother, and they followed me everywhere and inside as well. So the boy little sheep, I put a nappy on, tied it around their stomach, and they followed me everywhere inside, and I never forget that. That was just lovely. Well, here's someone running now. And what I was going to say is then there were also little piglets there. Piglets which were really, really cute. And they were laying under these heat lamps, which was amazing. That was pretty awesome to see all the small little... Hello, how are you? Good. Someone out running. That's good to see. And, yeah, so there were piglets too. And, what else? Yeah, so here I am. I found myself here, obviously, in this spot, completely unplanned. And as I just showed you at first there's the tractor outside. The tractor I used to sit with my grandfather on. And just outside my window here, there's a maple tree that shifts colour. And at my grandmother's place, there were also a maple tree just outside the farm. And we used to watch the leaves change colour. So, why am I here? Who knows? Who knows? I'm here for now. One thing I've learned is home is where the heart is. Certainly helps to be in a beautiful area like this. Whoops! Sorry. Here's the cows, and I believe there was a cow that had passed away over here. The farmer is here. I saw the cow laying in the field this morning, so I think they're a little bit hungry. So, yeah, I don't think it's a coincidence that I've ended up in this area, and even though I'm 4.5 hours away from my kids, I felt that I needed to have the time here. This is a beautiful place because you've got the mountains around, and you probably saw that I was up at Mount Buffalo the other day, and that was incredible. That was incredible. Mount Buffalo is just incredible. There's a lot of crystals in and around here, so absolutely amazing. Yeah, so I'm going to keep walking. I'm going to show you the Mount Buffalo as I get a little bit further, get past here. So there you go. Just have a little look. How are you? So lovely when the sun is going down. Yeah, so hi Jim, how are you? I'm just actually talking about my my childhood, and as I was as I was brought up in Sweden, so you may want to watch it once I stop it from the start. Talking about, you know, when I used to work a lot on my grandmother's farm, grandparents' farm, and drive tractors and stuff when I was 15, 16, and yeah, doing a lot of hard work and bringing in hay and swimming in naked in lakes. And one memory I've got that is really, really very special. There's something about the Swedish summers. Yeah, the Swedish summers are pretty amazing because it reminds me about how the weather is here right now. It's kind of, in the evenings it gets a bit cooler. You get all the mist from the heat of the ground, and we say that all that mist, it's very, very mystical. You get it here around this area too, but even more in Sweden, and we say that the fairies are dancing. You know, the fairies are dancing, all the mist, when it rises the heat from the ground. And yeah, one moment, one thing I can remember, a couple, I'm going to share a few actually. One time, one summer evening, we had, there's lakes everywhere in Sweden. So next to the farm was, of course, a few lakes. But the closest lake, we had a little wooden boat we used to row out in, and I used to go fishing a lot. In the summer, of course, lots of pike and redfin, and believe it or not, I loved fishing, had my own fishing rods and my brother, and we used to go out, and I caught so many massive pikes, and lots of redfin, and I remember one time catching this absolutely enormous pike. It must have been 1.5 meters. It was, you know, they can live for years and years and years, and I was holding on to the rod, and it was circling, and of course the line then broke and it disappeared. And then the fishing like that we did in winter as well, when the lakes were frozen over. So we took, obviously, those big, you know, what are they called? The drills, like huge ones, drill hole. We used to fish through the little, through the ice there, and that was interesting. The shifting seasons there are pretty remarkable. You know, you get, in summer, it gets up to, it's getting a bit cool there. I'm going to put my jumper on. It gets a little bit cool, sorry, in the evening in summer, but it can get up to 35 degrees. And usually the weather's like this. It's not very windy. It's just beautiful. That's why I love it here. How am I going to get this jumper on? Jesus, sorry. I don't think I can get it on. Oh, hang on. What am I doing? Oh my goodness. Yeah, so another memory I've got is driving the car out on the lake. That's how sometimes how cold it was. Is to drive out the car on the lake. pretty unique. One other time, obviously, we liked, when I was a child, we liked going ice skating. So we forever had projects and stuff. So there we were, taking away the snow with shuffles on the lake. And then we set up it was beautiful ice there. So when we were kids, we were on the skates there on the lake. And I can remember this particular day. It was just beautiful sunshine. And as you skate on the lake, all of a sudden you hear these big like gunshot sounds, and it's that happens when the ice is cracking and it just echoes all around. I don't know if you've heard the sound of, you know, ice cracking. It's phenomenal. It's magical. It's really magical. So I was forever in and around the lake. Oh my goodness, he scared me. I didn't see this guy. He didn't see me either. Oh, sorry. And oh, that freaked me out. They're quite curious, these bulls, aren't they? You are curious. Yeah, so another time in the summer, we took the boat, the wooden boat, out on the lake, and we were going to go for a moonlit dip in the lake. That was all nice. Full moon, hopped in the warm water, and then getting up and being absolutely attacked by millions of mosquitoes, where here in Australia you have no idea. There's no mosquitoes here. Nothing at all. There's mosquitoes so you can't even, you get eaten alive. That's why a lot of the houses, they got glass in veranda so they can actually enjoy a bit of the summer. So yeah, one memory I have of my mum and me, we were out picking berries in the forest. So we kind of, you know, like here on the side, we just walked in. It was a gravel road though, so we walked in quite a bit and picking lingonberry, they're red berries, and blueberries. And all of a sudden, we hear this big squeaking sound like someone was being killed. And my mother looked at me with terror. I wasn't very old. All of a sudden, she takes off, doesn't care about me, as long as she's safe. She took off running out towards the road. And what they said, it was, you know, the badgers, the black and white badgers, you get them in England too. If you come across their nests and they got young little ones, they actually can be quite feisty and they can bite you. And apparently a badger, when they attack you, they take your leg and they won't let go of the grip until they hear a crunch. So what they used to do when they used to go hunting, like the men used to go hunting or be out in the forest, they used to have long boots, and they used to fill them with coal, because when the badgers were biting around the boot and it was coal there, they used to make that cracking sound. I know all the tricks, but it was funny. My mum ran away. Ah, so funny. Fun memories, really. Fun memories, really. So here I am. I found myself in my little paradise, and at this point in time, this incredible time we're living in, if it's the beginning time or end time, end and beginning time, time is just an illusion. I'm finding myself literally just, you know, I'm here and there, yet it's like it's happening on the same time. So many good memories, and I'm sure you got many good memories. I'd love to hear your memories down in the comments here. So I sometimes just reflect on life and how incredible it's been to, you know, being this very, very Swedish girl, working on the farm, and no one would ever expect someone like me being very Swedish, if you know what I mean. I was probably the least person that someone would have thought would end up in Australia. And here I am. So life can take big turns, can't it? And, you know, we probably just, it was all pre-written for me, wasn't it? So the decisions, you know, sliding doors in life. I ended up, but actually I was really, really into music and theatre when I was young. And that was going to be my life. I loved singing and dancing particularly, and music. I used to sing all the time, and that gave me great joy. And I even auditioned for a course or a class. They started up where I used to live, in the city I used to live in. And there were all the pros from all over Sweden, and I thought, there's no chance, I won't have a chance. But anyway, I ended up as first reserve, and I was absolutely shocked. It was all the pros all around, and I happened to wing it somehow, but obviously just missed out by that little. And in that whole period, I then went with a girlfriend at school to the rowing club, and well, that shifted my life, didn't it? Because I hopped in the boat with her father because I was so scared of water. I was absolutely phobically scared of water. And he kept me being okay, and I got used to being on top of the water. Didn't like being in the water, but on top of the water. And they discovered that I picked it up very quickly, and that was the end of that. I ended up traveling, very, very quickly. The first destination was Finland, and then Germany and Norway, and Italy and Austria, you know, a lot of different places. And then I got selected, obviously, to I went to Switzerland too. That was the big one that actually got me qualified to get to the World Rowing Championships in Tasmania, in Australia. And, you know, what happens? Of course, you meet a man, and then it all happened very quickly. And now I'm here. And I've been here 30 years, so I've been here longer than I've actually lived in Sweden. And the older you get, I think you get more and more kind of, you have the need to connect with the roots where you came from somehow. And I've got another Swedish friend, she said that. She said that too, that, you know, people got to go back and get kind of that little fix. But I can honestly say that I get a bit of a fix here. I feel like this is my little Australian Swedish paradise. I happened to, in the last year or so, find the Australian, what's it called, the countryside here. And it's for me, Australia was always associated with the ocean. And then in the last year, I've discovered that, wow, the countryside is pretty awesome. It's very awesome, but I do need water. Being a Leo, being a fire sign, I think I need to cool down. Is that how it works? So, here in the Bright area, we got all the water around, and I feel very connected with the water. But there's something special about here. The silence. I'm actually going to turn around here. So in here, in the pine forest, last autumn when it was getting cold, and I was riding my bike here and I saw these mushrooms. Mushrooms! And I thought, far out, they're the mushrooms that I used to pick in, or that exist in Sweden. Actually very poisonous mushrooms. So in Sweden we have got a lot of mushrooms. Most Swedes, they pick and utilize what's in the outdoors a lot. So we pick a lot of berries, we freeze it in, and we have it all through winter, mostly with ice cream, because we're the dairy country. That's what I don't eat now. So all kinds of different berries, and here you got obviously a lot of blackberries. You got, you know, raspberries and stuff, and so it's similar climate. And we are big mushroom pickers. Heaps of people pick mushrooms, and we've got a particular mushroom. Well, you know chanterelles. Let me know if you know chanterelles. They are yellow mushrooms. Looks like kind of like a funnel. Can you write in the comment? Let me know if you're here, and if you can actually hear me. Okay, I'd love to know, or even a thumbs up so I can see that, so it's working. Yeah, so chanterelles, used to just fry them up, go and pick them, find these special places, and you didn't want to tell anyone where you found it, because you wanted to keep them all to yourself. And fry them with a little bit of butter and salt, and then you put it on a dense piece of bread. The best ever. The best ever. So, another story. So here you got a lot of deers. When I drove home one night here, just about where I am now, actually, a little bit further back there. This is when it's pitch black, raining. All of a sudden, right in front of me, 3 deers. They stand there and just look straight at me. Didn't move. And I'm going, hello. And just another 50 meters, wombat near the deers. Next to the wombat was a wallaby. And I was just like, what is this? What are they trying to tell me? Anyway, so there's deers here. And of course we got a lot of deers in Sweden, lots of deers. And we also got the big mooses. So a lot of people, like my dad and my brother, ended up getting the license to hunt for mooses. And in Sweden they get, depending on the size of the land, the area, you get, they tell you what you're allowed, how many you're allowed to shoot. So you might be able to kill one adult cow, whatever. Hello, Jan Erik. I'm talking about memories from Sweden here. I've been going for ages. And oh, look at this. Here's a little wallaby near the fence. If you keep an eye. Hello, little wallaby. This is a tiny little kangaroo. I hope you can see him. It's not scared. Hello. What are you doing there? Hello. You want to be watching me? Hello. Jumping away. I told you. I'm an animal attractor. Little wallaby, a little kangaroo. And he was just looking at me, wasn't it? That's pretty special. Give me a thumbs up or a star or some stars if you like it. You can get some stars and give me some stars. And you can also give me a little heart because I'd love to see that it's working. And if you like the wallaby, that was pretty awesome. And yeah, so my dad used to hunt for mooses, and that's what we were eating, a fair bit of moose meat. Actually nice, but I very rarely eat much meat now. I find it hard to eat live beings. Maybe a sacrifice now and then, but very little. Yeah, so very special memories, and yeah, very special people watching here too. Very, very special. Yeah, so very similar sort of climate. It's actually getting chilly here now. I'm going to walk back a couple of kilometres and then I'm back home, and I'm going to turn the heater on and I'm going to relax and connect with some people, maybe in Sweden. And the fun thing is, this live, I just remember what I wrote. I wrote 8 months, and I actually got completely sidetracked to what I was going to talk about. That is too funny. So I'm going to share that now. So what does the 8 months mean? That's actually, I wanted to give you an 8 months update, and that was since I started using the turmeric that I've been on. That's helped me so immensely with my inflammation and my pain, and it has been absolutely life-changing in so many ways. And I'm now connecting with people and helping people in Sweden too to get hold of this particular curcumin or turmeric, gurkmeja, that is formulated through a specific technique from Germany that makes the body and the blood plasma to absorb it. So if people are in pain, they're getting massive, massive shifts. And if you are well educated, you can do your research yourself about gurkmeja or curcumin, turmeric. And there's lots of studies that shows how incredibly powerful it is, but it's also very hard to get into the blood plasma. But now the product that I'm using, they've solved that. So my cough has stopped. I always used to cough. You know why? I'm not going to say the word here, but a lot of people get restrictive airways. Haven't been coughing. My foot is good. I can walk heaps now after my huge surgeries and pain that I had in my feet. My hamstring that was torn is healed up, it's pretty much gone. My right hip that I tore really badly and had so much pain from is pretty much still there because it's a lot of scarring there, but it's pretty good. I sleep better, I look better, I look younger, less puffy in my face, and people say my skin is good, so it helps with that sort of stuff as well. And I particularly notice, less puffiness. So And that's 8 months in. Not just that, I've had obviously the opportunity to help so many people with their pain, but also to build their own little business and make some money from home. So that's pretty awesome when you can help people with that. And it's just massive, massive opportunity. Massive opportunity here in Australia. Many parts of the world, the company's not even launched. Sweden, huge opportunity. And what I want to say too is, kids from 1 can be on it, and animals. Yesterday I was talking to a lady, she's just basically been on the drops for, a week. And she said she wasn't able to stand up at work for very long, and now she noticed a massive difference within a week. She also given her dog had some issues with joint pain, and she'd been giving the drops to her dog just in the water, and the dog is just full of energy now. So pretty awesome. So that was the little 8 months update. And honestly, I can't believe it's 8 months, because time's just gone so incredibly quick. Wow. And yeah. So if you know anyone that suffers a little bit with anything that is caused by inflammation, and that's pretty much all pain and sickness and disease and ill health, then you've got to let me know, because we've got to get these drops to them so they can help them a bit. It's pretty cool behind me, eh? They're getting a bit orange there. And if someone here wants to have an opportunity to have more freedom to travel, freedom to make a little bit extra money on the side, or a lot of money on the side, because there's no limit really. The more you help, the more you will grow. So then you got to reach out, because it's this opportunity doesn't come very often like this, because it's a very, very new product, and many people don't know about it yet. So pretty awesome. So it's been a blessing for me to come across it. That was the 8 months update. Now, what else can I share with you? Here's the bull. Here's the moon. Yeah, so I've been here longer than I've been in Sweden. I was talking to a beautiful man that I got to know just last week. Just through reaching out and chatting, he said to me, I've been watching you, and you're so positive, and you're sharing. I thought, I've got to speak to this lady. And he said, let's set up a Zoom call, video call. And we did, and what a beautiful man. We've become great friends. He's a super granddad. He's a marketer. He's a father. He lives in Canada. And he actually rang me this morning and so kindly just checked up on me and asked how I was going. Because there's been a few things going on. That's been a bit of a challenge, and as we all go through at times. And he reached out to see so I was okay, which was really lovely. So I've been here 30 years. Came here when I was 24 with a 4-month-old baby. And I tell you what, that was not easy at all. That was freaking hard. And sometimes I reflect on that young woman, young wife at the time, newlywed, young, and had no idea how life was going to unfold at the time. And thank God I didn't know beforehand. That's all I can say. Thank God I didn't know how it was all going to unfold. That there were going to be very, very tough periods in my life. Very, very tough. And in between everything, I needed to go back and ground myself, go back to Sweden. And sometimes when I went back, I just didn't want to come back to Australia again. But of course I had my kids and, you know, I had to come back. I just didn't. I walked around like this and just said, I don't want to go back. I met people again and I didn't want to go back. It was hard. It was really hard. And I think someone here watching probably know too that it was really hard for me to part from someone at one point where I just wanted to stay. I just wanted to go back and be the Swedish Karin and not come back here. But of course, you know, I had my responsibilities and I had to come back. And the thing is, 30 years and there's only been my aunt and a couple of cousins coming to visit me. My parents never ended up coming to seeing where I lived. And yeah, therefore I went back and yeah, isn't it interesting? You can live so long. You can live so long in one spot. And when I go back to Sweden, I'm just cotting. Nothing's happened. I'm just the same as I was always. Yet I've had all these experiences and no one would even know because they know nothing about my life. Maybe I need to write another book. I actually started once. I started. I remember the emotional time when I was in Sweden by myself without the kids. Had some nice times and memories, and I sat on the train and I was bawling my eyes out. And I thought, here starts my next book. But for some reason it's just stopped. I came back to Australia and life kind of took over, and it never ended up being another book. Now, I think, who cares? Maybe one day. And now we are, you know, the fork in the road, you can take that way, you can take that way. And that's where I am. I'm just at the holding dock, and it's like I'm in waiting. Something big is coming. And I'm not sure what it is, but something big is coming. And I truly think that all these things that I have experienced and gone through kind of prepared me for this moment. It prepared me for the last 3 years. I had the ability to see through the lies that was going on. I didn't opt in for the fear that cripples you and stops you from thinking clearly. All the lies that was unfolding in the last 3 years. and you end up more alone than you've ever been. Where then the last bit of most of your family move away from you because they think you're a bit strange. Yet, now it's all coming out. The truth is coming out. And we're all having to accept the fact that, there was a lot of nasty things and a lot of harm done. And if you don't know it yet, send me a message and I can send you some information, because it's all there and some people don't want to see it. And soon they may decide that they're going to announce that there's another strain of this. I was going to swear here. And they're preparing people in the fake news that something is coming. So people start to become scared so they can control their minds. And here I am in paradise, just looking at it, looking at people and going, what hope have we got when we've completely disconnected from nature and the trust in our most powerful thing we've got, and that is our intuition, our knowing. We've lost the ability. Humanity has lost the plot. There are some people like me, though. There's many of them. And there will be many, 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 many more. It's if you choose to see them. So, it's a wonderful new start to our life that never ends. We'll just transition from this earthly, incredible experience one thing I can say though, and that is, and you guys that have got someone to share life with and have had that for many years, it's a blessing, even though I know it's not always easy. But that is one thing that I really, really do miss, and I feel it's coming into my life. I can feel something is coming. Not sure, but I truly believe that all these things that I've gone through will bring me that person that will walk beside me for the next part of my journey. Two people that have done the work, two people that want to be spending time in nature and just sit in awe of this absolute beauty, and then go, I'm ready to start creating life now. And you do it together, and it's a beautiful thing. So I'm excited about that. Really, really excited about that. Really excited about that. Because as humans, we're not meant to be doing what I'm doing. Meant to be walking alone all the time. I love being alone. But sharing is a beautiful thing. It really is. And particularly when you have so much wisdom and so much experience and you've done the work, so you truly can embrace what's coming. But there's a but. It's all about energy, isn't it? It's all about energy. And it's about bringing it in. So I can feel it's coming. Hello. Here's another Swedish beautiful A woman. Hello, Marie. I've been having this live going now for probably an hour. Go back, I'm sharing about my memories in Sweden. Some of them. If you are watching, of course, on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. Please support the content and spread the channel so I can, share more positive things and more stories. Because I'm a bit of a storyteller and I'm a bit of an interviewer. And that is the creative side of me, I suppose. So sometimes I say to a friend, just start the story and I will finish it. One sentence. And then I just start. And there's a book in itself. That's what I love. So, thank you guys for dropping in here. Probably watching for a while and then going. I hope someone watched the whole live and takes the little nuggets and snippets out of it and get a little bit of joy out of it. Because I like spreading that joy, and you can comment with your experiences, Marie, from way back, and all you other guys from different parts of the world, same thing, share some good stories from your childhood. So there's so many people and so many kids and so many people that so-called suffer mental discomfort, like anxiety and all that sort of stuff. And I really truly believe that if we got people out and we got them connecting with nature, doing some work. There's a cow over there, can you see that? Nice, eh? Then we wouldn't have as much of that going on. And if we came together and created communities, then all that would be shifting as well. So maybe one day that's what I will do. Set up a little farm where people can come and stay. That's always been my dream, to have this retreat, my own little retreat place where I can bring in people and nurture them and make them feel loved and make some yummy food like I've done today, and just share my sound and share my movement and all that sort of stuff, because that's what I like doing. All right, I'm home. Who would have thought that I would be sharing that long? All right, I'm going to stop here, sending lots of love and light. And if you are feeling emotional at the moment, I've been like an emotional roller coaster. Energetically, there's a lot going on. Some of you are going to go, I don't know what she's talking about. You don't need to know. Some people pick up on it more, and some people know what goes on, and some people don't. It's all good. We're all going to go through, and we're all going to go through and expand our consciousness, because that's what's happening on Earth now. There's no going back. So have a beautiful, beautiful evening. Sending you lots of love and lots of light wherever you are. All right. See you.